Hey gamers, it's Salty Sweet. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this. Cool, let's go over it section by section, and then at the very bottom in the links below, I'll go ahead and put a download link for the file. Ableton users, sorry, I only really know how to use FL. Alright, first let's start with the drums. And then the B section of the drum sounds like this. Whoops, let's turn on everything else too. Phenomenal. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and start off with the kick right here. Real easy, just a boomy vengeance kick. Alright, I have 3 claps. One of them is centered, and then the other 2 are shifted right and left respectively to give it body. Then I have a crash, a ride, and a little like white noisy downlifter just for volume, or not volume, what's it called? Like filling the upper part of the frequency spectrum. I believe that's what that does. Cool, easy enough. In the B section, we introduce a little shaker loop and a hi-hat on the offbeat. We got these little white noisy things again, and it sounds like this. Cool. Alright, next up we have our bassy boys. They sound like this, they just follow the chords. I only have 2 things going on. I have like a, what's it called? Like a clicky bassette? Hold on. Yeah, I just have something from Keyscape. It's this guy right here. With this genre, a lot of times people like to emulate analog basses. They either use a slap bass from Trillion or upright bass or anything from Ample Sounds. I really like Keyscape because their samples are really, really high quality. So big ups to them. Big recommend. As far as routing and effects goes, I have the bassette going into a tape stop channel, which is going into my, not SoundCloud, my sidechain channel, and then that's going into the master. On the effects itself, I have Sound Goodizer, because I'm a professional producer. I have OTT, the John Cena of compressors, and I have this guy, an EQ, just to cut out the low ends to make room for the sub bass. The sub bass itself is just a 3 Aus. It's just a sine wave, really, really easy to make. It looks like this. On the effects channel, I have a wave shaper to go ahead and bring out some of the harmonics, and then I've cut out the high end, so you just have everything below 100. Alright, cool. Now for the fun stuff, let's go over the piano. It's another Keyscape piano. To make it really stop you, head on over to Tweak. You just lower the relative transition and the release time. You can do the same thing in any piano if it has an ADSR. Just lower the sustain and the release. It'll give you that nice stoppy sound. Cool. As far as effects and routing go on this guy, this piano is going into my chords channel. The chords channel has, again, OTT and a fruity compressor to cut up the sub-bass frequencies, and that's going into the tape stop channel, which I'll show you what that's doing later. Effects on the piano itself are real simple. I have a EQ that's cutting out the low end to make room for the sub-bass and the lower elements. I also cut out some of the frequencies that I didn't like. Yikes frequency. Pog frequency, very cool. Down here I have MJuck. It's a compressor that I see Moe Shop use a lot, and therefore I have to use it because it's really, really cool. Goofs right here is this really interesting EQ with a really shitty name. I don't know how they do it. It's magic, I suppose, but they're able to pull out certain frequencies and lower other ones to make it sound really, really nice. I honestly just mess around with these top settings right here until I get something that I like. And then one more EQ, just to clean it all up after all the post-processing. Dang. Next, let's go over the saw that I'm using, and honestly, my favorite part of making this type of genre is choosing what to layer with it. You can do all sorts of stuff. I went really, really easy. All I layered it with was this saw sound. it's violent, which I rendered out via Contact because it's kind of a specific Contact library that I don't imagine a lot of people have. Whoops, let's just play the violin. The effects on the saw are really, really easy. It's just a wave shaper. I use wave shaper as a distortion. There are better distortions out there, but it does the job. It's really easy. And then really, really easy parametric EQ just to cut out the low ends and this frequency that I didn't like. This is routing to the chords channel, and I showed you where all that's going already. And that's, I'm putting it a little bit to the right and then making it stereoized a little bit. Honestly, as far as the violin goes, I didn't do any effects on it. It just sounds really, really good on its own. I still put it into the proper tape stop channel. I'll just pull it up so you know which one I'm using. It is called Taylor Davis. It does a lot of video game stuff, and I really like her sounds. It's really, really dope. Alright, I already showed you guys that all of these instruments are going into a tape stop automation. This little trigger right here, it sounds like this. And then I have a manual sidechain using the fruity balance. I just have it ducking the sound to 0 dB and then up to its normal volume. Sick. Alright, the last two things I want to go over, I added a guitar. I just ripped some guitar sounds from Splice. They sound like this. And I pitched them to properly match with the chords that are going on right here. Neat. And I also have a vocal chop, like a scratchy sounding record chop that I also got from Splice. I just thought that sounded really, really good. And everything all together, except for the rendered stuff, sounds like this. And that's all she wrote. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to see me do any other genre, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm kind of a musical chimera. I can do whatever. If you thought this tutorial was horrible, let me know in the comments down there as well. It's all metrics. I do not care. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. See you around.